Hey y'all, it's me again. Today I'm going to be going to a wedding. So essentially what I need to do basically is just get ready for the wedding. The other video that I did, the last video that I did was a basically a tutorial for my everyday look. This one is slightly different because it's during the day and I have to obviously have to wear makeup that stays. There's a few more steps that I do in this kind of routine. Primer that I spoke about the other day. So I've already moisturized my skin with the oil overlay with the SPF in. I'm trying to use more and more products that do have SPF in them, just because, you know, I'm trying to look after my skin a bit better than I had before. Then the next step, the Bobbi Brown under eye corrector. I did mention in my last video that there is another corrector that I use, which I will use at some point in one of my other videos. But this one happens to be the one I use to the most because I really like the formula, and I also like how it blends out. To be honest, I find more and more that I don't actually like creamy products or products that have like a cream base. I prefer liquids. So some of my earlier correctors had a lot of cream in them, but I just didn't like the way they sat under my eyes, and they used to cake and do the most, so I don't actually use them as much anymore. So that's why my Bobbi Brown is the go-to at the moment. Now, in terms of the foundation that I use for when I'm going to events and I need the foundation to stay put, Kat Von D Lock-It. She was very serious about when she said Lock-It. You can see that like my foundation's almost finished because you can barely see the thing in the actual chamber anymore. I use a Lock-It in medium warm in the color 62. That's what I use. The brush that I use with this foundation particularly is a Bobbi Brown brush. This is probably one of my first foundation brushes that I ever got. I've got like 3 of them. It's a full coverage face brush, I guess. I don't think it has a number on it. Oh, it does. A65. I don't know if that means anything, but that's the brush that I use. Now, the reason that I use a brush as opposed to a beauty blender is because I found with the beauty blender, I was getting a lot of product on. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but it felt cakier with a beauty blender. So that's why I started using the brush instead, because I found it much easier to blend. Now, with this product in particular, it's extremely important that you blend it out. I find that this is the color that I got at Sephora. Of course, it's quite pale. So when I use this product, I have to be very careful about making sure I blend it into my hairline and my neck as well, so that there isn't, you know, like this massive line. And in my last video, I think when I actually watched the video back, I did see that I actually did have a patch that I missed on my forehead. But listen, it's a big ass forehead, so sometimes I can miss some patches. And also, I've never really mastered the art of blending the foundation into the hairline without actually getting the hair, you know, getting foundation onto the actual hair. So yeah, if you have any tips on how to not do that, then holla at me. But yeah, so this one I quite carefully blend and buff and blend and blend. Now for the under eye concealer, I have been using another Kat Von D product. So the Kat Von D Lock-It concealer in the color, what do they call it? Yeah, Lock-It concealer cream is what they call it. And I use the color, it's warm something. I'm pretty sure it's warm something. I don't know if it's on the box. Where is it? Yeah, it's warm something. I don't know. But anyway, look, I had to buy, I initially bought one when I initially started using the product. And then because the actual thing doesn't have a color on it, I went to the store and then I realized that I bought the wrong one, and then I had to buy the right one again. So this is the Kat Von D concealer that I do use. I used to use this one every day, but I find that I quite like the black up one as well. And I don't find, even though this concealer obviously is wonderful and it does stay put, it doesn't conceal my dark circles like the way that the black up does. I don't know why. I haven't figured that out yet, but whatever. But yeah, because I am going out, I will do the full you know, facial situation with the concealer, blending it out. But yeah, there's some, I mean, look, sometimes I do use it every day. I mean, I do sometimes use this every day, but I actually like the result that the black up one gives me more than I like the result that this one gives me. So, you know, it depends on how I'm feeling in any particular day, which one that I use, but I either reach for this one or the black up one. You know, I don't actually remember which beauty blogger person that I follow taught me to use the Beauty Blender damp. I mean, seriously, like, and it's not true. All beauty blenders, all beauty sponges are not equal, my friends. They are not equal, because like they just aren't. Like, you can try, but all beauty blenders are not made equal. So so I have a lot of the original type of beauty blender. I bought a few from like Mecca Maxima and pharmacies and stuff, but they just don't feel the same. So I think if you want to use the original beauty blender, that's great. They are a bit pricey at Sephora, but I definitely think they do a better job. But, you know, if you don't know, because you use another type of sponge, then more power to you. But I personally prefer the original beauty blender. So I'm just baking bits of my face with the light bits. And then I basically go through the same steps that I did with my everyday routine. Now, whilst I'm doing my eyebrows, I'm going to talk about my lack of skill in certain departments. And I didn't actually talk about this in my last video, but essentially, I don't tend to, for my everyday looks, to do eyeshadow and all that sort of thing. Number one, ain't never got time. Like, I work in a super busy job, and I would love to wear makeup and I love to look cute, but I don't have time to be blending out eyeshadow in the morning, so I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. And when you look at my natural skin color under my eyes, it kind of it looks different from when I put on you know, foundations and stuff. So often I'll just leave it just untouched. I won't do anything on my eyeshadow, my eyelids, and to me, honestly, it looks fine. I'll just put eyeliner and go. So I don't have a problem with it. I've never been called out, so I think it's cool. However, when I do go out and try and party and stuff, I do try to put eyeshadow on. I only have 3 eyeshadow palettes, maybe 4 eyeshadow palettes. I'm just not good at it, you know. It's just not a skill that I have learned to be good at. And the Queen Bee, Jackie, did say that, you know, in order for you to get good at this skill or whatever, you need to have the right tools. So I bought a lot of eyeshadow brushes and stuff. I still just, it's not a skill that came naturally to me, unfortunately, which is such a shame, because I feel like I would love to be one of those chicks who has like mad skills when it comes to eyeshadows, but I'm just not there. It's probably because I just don't do it enough. So I use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the color 6, which I used last time, and now I'm setting my eyebrows with another Benefit product, which is called a 24-hour brow setter, which honestly I swear by this product. I've tried other eyebrow setting things, but I just don't think they do as good a job as this one does. I'm going to contour a little bit more than I do normally, but again, I'm not going to do the whole nose business because first of all, I don't know how, and I don't actually think I've got the right brush for it either, but we'll look. It's something that I'm going to try at some point, using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit again in that color once again. Anyway, these other colors, I'm sure I can use them for something, but you know, I've just never used them. And I don't know if you can actually buy the contour things separately. It would be nice if I could, but I don't know if I can. I used to use the Rihanna, the Fenty Beauty matchsticks to contour with, which I'm actually going to use in a video actually, because I do want to do a Fenty situation, because I do actually really like Fenty. I just don't use it as much anymore because I just don't think as a foundation it stays put. And I don't know, it was probably me, but I just wasn't blending out the products, I think, the way that they needed to be blended out. So I saw a photo of myself with a super harsh line, which I was like, nah fam, no fam. At where I work, there's just not many, you know, females of my persuasion where I work. And one of the conversations that I hate having is whenever I go to work and then I've changed my hair and then I'm having conversations with the people about, oh wait, but oh my god, your hair was so different. Now it's not different. Can we touch it? Can we lift it up? Hey, let me say something. I'm just like, listen, I try to explain because I have no problem with like explaining the things that take place underneath my hair. But why I just don't like feeling like a zoo animal. Just be like, oh, you changed your hair, you look really good, and then I feel like that should be the end of it. Like, I don't anyway. And I just to some people it's quite strange that I wear a lot of wigs, but like anyway, listen, I think I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty. That's the Huda Beauty in cinnamon bun. So I just sort of dust it lightly over my face, which is what I'm not gonna be baking essentially, but I just put it on like this because I just feel like this is the best way to get it on. And then I'll just use the brush to dust off the excess and blend everything together. I don't use them any MAC products because I personally don't think MAC has superior products. I think there's brands out there that do it better than MAC, but let me tell you something I do like about MAC as it pertains to women of color. MAC definitely holds us down. Like, it doesn't matter what color you are, you know, what product you're looking for, MAC will definitely have a product for you. I'm just not loyal to MAC like that, but I also haven't used their products in years, or a lot of their products in years. You know, I use the Sun Power, but which again, fuck, I forgot it. But I am mad at them for doing what they do. Okay, so that is blended. Looks decent. Like, remember when we started this video, you thought like I looked white and shit, but look, it looks alright. At least it looks alright to me. And you know what they say? It is the eye of the beholder. So I'm using the Sun Power blush again. I'm open to trying, you know, blushes, but if I'm being completely honest, I haven't really. Whenever I go to Sephora, Mecca, my David Jones, or even when I'm traveling overseas and I go to makeup shops, I don't know, blushes is just not on the top of my wish list as it pertains to buying products. So it's not something, they're not products that I tend to buy. I just want it to be super subtle. I don't want to look like a clown. I just want some warmth, you know. This highlighter, which is the Becca highlighter in the color Topaz. No, Champagne Pop. I think Topaz is my normal one. Champagne Pop is the one that I had by mistake. I'll explain by mistake in a different video. But essentially, I have a fan brush as well, which I got from Sephora, which is the Pro Fan Even Tail in the color 65. I just got a message. Cool. Okay, so I use the fan brush to apply the highlighter. And if I'm being real, like, it's easier to apply on my right side, I think, because I'm right-handed. But I like do it this way, and then I sort of drag it down onto the blush as well. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's what I do. I prefer the powder highlighters as opposed to the creamy ones or the liquid ones. I'm not sure why. They just work better for me. I prefer to apply them. They just look good. Look good. Now, what you want to do with the highlighter, particularly if you're like, I want to be out during the day. I want just a hint of highlight. I don't want to look like a whole, what you call, I don't want to look like a hot mess is what I'm saying whilst I'm in the sun, because people can, like, they can see me, so I don't want to look like a hot mess. So after I've done applying it onto my cheeks, I apply it onto the tip of my nose. So there, I sort of kind of drag it up my nose. I'll just lightly dust it sort of just above my eyebrow, just in that direction as well, just to give it a little bit of something. This one is not as golden as Topaz. It's much more shimmery, I find. So we'll see how this looks like once I'm at the wedding and taking photos and stuff. But we shall see. Will we not? We shall see. And then I also apply a little bit, sort of just underneath my eyebrow with my finger, just give it a little bit of a satin, you know, just a little bit here, satin. Yes. Now, you'll notice with eyebrows, I don't really do that much. I don't do that concealer thing at the top and the bottom, blah blah blah. I mean, I can, but again, I just don't, because I don't have time. I'm using the All Nighter foundation, of course. This is my holy grail for making sure my makeup doesn't budge. I'm actually going to use 2 layers of this, because after I've done this and it dries, I'm going to put the eyeshadow on, and then I do it again. If that's so, you say I love you. And this time I brought my fan, so when I'm in my in the morning, I'm getting ready to go to work. After I sprayed the spray, I actually don't use my fan because I don't want to stand there and do something. So I'll usually spray the spray and then go and make my bed and then come back, and by that time usually it's dry after I finish making my bed, because I like to start the morning right. So I usually make my bed in the morning. I am using an eyeshadow primer base though, so this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, the original formula. That's the very first one that I've got. I don't think I've ever actually used a different one. Anyway, I haven't. So maybe that's the pattern. So the palette I'll be using today, which has nothing to do with the colors of the outfit that I'm wearing, because I don't actually really, I just sort of have two neutral palettes, this one and a Stella one, and then another Urban Decay one, which is the like a smoky eye type creating thing, and then I've got a Revlon one, I believe. So this is the Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay, which who knows whether they still make them or not. You can see if I show you which colors I use a whole lot and which ones I don't really use that much. These are the eyeshadow brushes that I kind of use. These are the one I use on my eyes. I don't even know if you're supposed to use them for the eyes, but this is what I use them for. So there's this one, which is from MAC, which is the 228. Well, it's number 228. This one, also from MAC. It's an angled brush, 208. That one. This is from Zoeva, which is the Luxe Soft Crease brush, which I think this one does a really good job of getting into the creases. And this one is a different brush from Model Professional for creamy eyeshadow. I actually think I got this one from Priceline. And look, we'll just fucking do something and see if it works itself out, because look, like I said before, I'm not particularly good at the eyeshadow game. I just do what I do, and then if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then yeah. And I have watched quite a few tutorials on eyeshadow, applying eyeshadow, but I don't have the energy. Like, I don't have the energy to stick. I just don't have the energy. Maybe if I had the energy, maybe, look, it's a skill that I definitely want to learn. I also don't like touching my eyelids. You know what I mean? Because I know the skin is really soft and sensitive on my eyelids. So I think that's probably another reason that I probably don't like to put a lot of product on my eyelids, is because I just don't want to touch the skin. You know what I mean? So then next I'm going to use the crease brush. With what color? I'm going to use this one, Nooner. Or Limit. I'm going to use Nooner. Let's use Nooner. And what I essentially do, I try to do, is I start sort of in the outer corner and then bring the color into the crease. That's kind of what I do. I don't know if that's right, I don't know if it's wrong, it's just what I happen to do. And you'll find that what I do is I put a lot of the color on in blocks, and then I try and blend later. It's kind of what I do. I don't know if that's right, I don't know if that's wrong. It's just what I've sort of worked out that puts the color on my face, and just, you know, I have considered going to like proper makeup tutorials and then like learning how to use products properly, because especially like when I started in the makeup game when I was a little bit younger, I didn't know. I think a lot of the reason that I was like, oh, these products don't work for me, oh, this product doesn't work for me, is not because the products didn't work, it's because I didn't know how to use them. And I found that as my skills have gotten better with makeup, then that's actually what's changed the game in terms of my ability to actually do makeup, is because if I'm using the product correctly, then it actually works better on my skin. See, now, fuck this eye up. Like, this eye looks ridiculous. I legit don't know how they do it. I just don't know how these chicks who like beat the eyes do it. I can't do it. So I know that was my crease. I don't know what they call this bit of your eye, you know, under this one. But I'm going to use a slightly fairer color, I think. In Limit. And then I put it up here. Limit up here. And then I will blend. I probably will put some more color on there. But, you know, I just don't have mad skills when it comes to eyeshadows. I think my skills are basically in foundation and try to look as natural as possible. That's probably where my skills lie, but these other steps, I definitely need to improve my skills when it comes to that sort of thing. So if y'all have any suggestions on getting better at this part. I am open. I'm very, very open. I think burnout. Let's do burnout. And I'm going to use the other side of the brush. And actually no, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to use burnout. I'm going to use buzz as well. I'm just going to put a color on the bottom, my bottom lash line. I don't always do this, but I don't always know how it looks. I mean, some chicks they make it look amazing, but it just looks like you just got it wrong. And I don't want to look like I got it wrong, but I also don't know how to make it look good. Like seriously, serás. Aquí serás. A little bit of something, just a hint of color underneath my eye. I don't know if you can see that. Just a hint. And we'll do the same thing on the other side to make it look, to make the eye look more open is what they say. It makes the eye look more open. Look, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if my eyes look more open or they don't look more open. I don't even know if that's even a thing, but it's a step that I do because the mothers have said it is a step that should happen. I'm using the color Dust. It is showing me dust because it's not actually doing what I wanted to do. Can you just do what I wanted you to do? Just pack on, nigga. Just okay, cool. Alright, I'm kind of doing it. I discovered Urban Decay on a trip to Singapore for a conference, and whilst the conference was at Marina Bay Sands, and you know, in between some of the meetings, I'd go shopping, and I went to the Sephora because obviously I'd every time back in the day before Melbourne got a Sephora, I'd always go visit the Sephora in other countries that I would visit in Asia, etc. And I went to the Sephora, and then this foundation called, you know, this company called Urban Decay, and I remember thinking to myself, look, I'd actually heard about this company because a lot of the YouTubers had mentioned it. So I tried the Naked Skin. I hadn't watched any reviews on the Naked Skin at the time, but I remember when I put it on, it was like skin. It felt so light. It blended with my skin so well. I absolutely love the shade range. This was in, what was this? This was in 2000 and something. It was ages ago. It was years and years ago. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, where has this product been my entire life? Blah, blah, blah. Because to me, well, for me, let me not say to me, but for me, Urban Decay was the first non-big brand that really catered to me. Like, I just never come across it. Like, you know, I was used to the Bobbi Browns and the Macs, and I think at that stage I'd even probably used Clinique, I think. But yeah, the Urban Decay seemed like this sort of cult underground brand that I'd never really heard of, so it was dope. Okay, so that's my attempt at creating an eyeshadow look, it'll work. So next we're going to use the tattoo liner. I've got two of them here with me because I don't know which one is finished. I know one is on its way out and the other one is on its way in. I don't know which is which because they all sit together. I think this is probably the one on the way in, this one, because look, it's still quite sharp. Alright, so with the tattoo liner, when I'm going out, I use a little bit more of an exaggerated cat's eye. I don't even know where this cat's eye thing came from, or when I started using it, or why, or whatever, but it gives me all of the life. I think it makes my eyes look beautiful. Look at that. And this is one of the reasons that I love the tattoo liner. Look, just look at that. Doesn't just like look bomb.com? Doesn't it just look fire? It's basically like a Sharpie that you can draw on. And look, there's lots of other brands that make ones with the Sharpie type feel, but that they're like you're using a felt tip pen like you're in school. But a lot of them are not soft, a lot of them are super scratchy, a lot of them just traumatize my poor eyelid, so I don't even bother with them. Just ever since I started using the tattoo liner, I barely ever use any other eyeliner, because why would I? Yeah? If it ain't broke. Sometimes I do use a waterproof mascara. No, that's right. Oh, not non-waterproof mascara. Because apparently that's what you're supposed to use with falsies and not waterproof ones, because you don't want the non-waterproof ones to fuck up the the glue. Now, I have to be honest, like 100% honest, I have not actually found a non-waterproof mascara that I like, and often when I go to places, people don't have any good ones to suggest. I went to this Sephora in Melbourne Central, and they were like, oh, we don't really have a good one to suggest. So I went to Mecca, and then they suggested Ico, which is this brand here. They've got lots of different, actually, no, I don't even know how to make it. Should I put it next to my face? Anyway, Ico, which is an English brand, which does make a range of non-waterproof mascaras. This one is a tubing mascara, which basically means it coats the lash, right? And then when they fall off, it falls off in coats, like in the tube of the eyelash, which is why it's called a tubing mascara. So yeah, this is the one I use. I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad, because I honestly haven't tried anything else. This is what I use, and I think the next step that I want to do in terms of like creating a video, I'm actually going to create a video for my mates, right? My mates who like makeup and want to get more into it. And what I'm going to do is create like a video to review a particular type of product. So I'll like do one that's just about foundations, and these are all the foundations that I've ever used. This is why I like them, this is why I don't like them, this is what I've heard about them or not. Alright, so this, ladies and gentlemen, is the hair that I'm going to... Actually, wait, why am I even thinking about hair? We haven't even done the final step. Lip line, like lip star. So I'm going to use this, the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Lipstick, right? Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the color Love. Listen, when it comes to liquid lipsticks that do not budge, there's two brands that I like, who I'm always checking for them. 100% Kat Von D, right? This bitch did the damn thing. But also the Smashbox range. Like, Smashbox is the first company that I discovered that did lipsticks that really suited what I was going for. And honestly, they're much more moisturizing than these ones. These ones, they can get quite dry if you haven't already pre-moisturized your lips. I love the Smashbox, but I actually haven't worn them that much recently since I discovered Kat Von D. Because I think I prefer the color range with the Kat Von D ones, you know. But in saying that, I haven't actually been back to Mecca Maxima in a while, so I don't actually know what they got going out. Okay, yeah. So this is another color. Now the reason I'm wearing this color is because my dress has a lot of purple in it. It's blue and purple. This gorgeous dress that it's an African print dress. I bought from YDE when I was in South Africa. I love me some YDE. I actually love that store because I love modern African fashion. Australia and a lot of the rest of the world do not have a YDE. So when I go there, I stock up on YDE stuff, and then I come over here and I'm always like looking banging. That is what I do. Okay, now that we're done with the lips, look at those. Look at those lips, huh? And they're just the most, you know. Once I was on a train, and these two couples were sitting there, and they happened to be Mahwa, and they were talking about, they had a magazine. There was a magazine on the seat of the train, and they were talking about how, and Angelina Jolie was on the cover. I was on my phone, and they were talking about it. One of the guys said, I don't understand why anybody would want lips like Angelina Jolie. And then they got into this conversation about thick lips like Angelina Jolie. Why would they want lips like that? They must just get in the way when you kiss or what. And I'm listening to this conversation, but I was just, you know, minding my business. Then one of the couples was sitting opposite me, and one of the couples, the chick nudges the guy and sort of gestures towards me. And because obviously I've got the thickness when it comes to my lips, yeah. And I'm just like, did they think they were offending me? Listen, y'all want lips like this, which is why you're all up in the, you know, getting injections and fillers and doing the most. So it was the most ridiculous conversation I'd ever heard in my life. Of course you want lips like this. You know, they don't get in the way. In fact, if anything, they make kisses so much sweeter, as you know. So this wig is the wig that I will be wearing today. I'm pretty sure I wore it in my last video as well. The reason I don't like wearing a wig cap with this particular wig is because my dear friend who made it, unfortunately I was out of the country at the time that she came back to Melbourne and made my wig. So I couldn't actually fit it before I couldn't actually fit the wig So she just used her head size, and her head size is slightly smaller than mine, so it's quite tight. So when I wear a wig cap and this, ooh, my goodness, I just lose my brain cells. So I tend not to wear a wig cap with this one. I think I did last time, but it just gives me a headache, so I just didn't bother. Now, one thing you learn about me with time is that Marang, she does not lay any edges of any type, of any description. And I'll tell you why. Because first of all, my edges don't come out of my head looking like that. My edges are not laid when they come. They are just fluffy and they poke up, and that's what they do. And like, I just don't have the energy and the time to be combing up my edges and then laying them down with the product and making sure that they sit down. I just want to be able to just get the thing, put it on my head, and go. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, but then it won't look natural. Because it's not natural. Like, my hair does not come out of my head looking this way. So to me, I'm just like, if I've got straight hair, y'all will know that it doesn't belong to me, that I've done something to get the hair like that. So look, I don't lay my edges. I have no problem with wigs that have edges, and then I lay those ones, but nah, Maran, I do not lay any edges of any description. Anyway, so this is my finished look for the day. I'm sure on my Instagram at some point you'll see the full look with my dress on. In fact, I'm gonna put it on now, get out of my birthday suit and put on my dress, because, you know, I gotta go.